very good morning to all the speakers and panelists sitting on the dais, to all the participants, friends, colleagues. It's indeed a privilege to be a part of such an esteemed panel and speaking on such a pertinent issue. To start with, IGX is now a familiar name to the industry, but just a background, we started nearly 5 years ago, 2020, and we are very pleased to share that in a span of 5 years, we have traded 20 crore MMBTU. We've just completed that milestone few days back. And we have onboarded almost all major players with us. Today, we are glad to share that we have a clientele and a base of around 50 members and 200, more than 50 members and 200 clients. On the CGD side, if we talk about the segment as such, it's definitely a growth engine, and it's definitely a way and means that India is going to decarbonize. Today, it's only the consumption is around 45 MMSCMD, which is around 23% of India's total consumption. So we can well understand the impact and the criticality of this sector, only second to fertilizer. And the way we have evolved as the sector over the last 10 years, between FY16 to FY25, the sector has grown at a very good rate of 12% year on year. In 2015-16, the sector was at around 14.97 MMSCMD, and in 25, the FI completed just few months back. The sector has consumed around 41 MMSCMD. So we can well imagine the rate of growth. And of course, not only the past, the future is also very exciting and challenging at the same time, because the targets are very ambitious. We plan as a country, we plan to have more than 18,000 CNG stations in the country and more than 12 crores PNG connections. So it's a big ask, and the challenges are quite big. And on the gas sourcing side, yes, it's the heart of this sector, because the CGD players buy gas and sell gas. So the criticality of and the crucial role that gas sourcing plays can be well imagined. Talking about, before going to gas sourcing and all the things that IGX can help and do, probably I'll just broadly highlight the key concerns of the sector. So one of the key problems is the reducing domestic gas, which needs to be supplemented with RLNG, spot, or any other source of domestic gas. Other is the problem that the price fluctuation in the global market. All in the last few years, we have seen how the market has responded to the geopolitical events, prices going as high as $60, $65, $70 per MMBTU. Of course, we have seen a moderation in the last few years, but the volatility aspect of LNG pricing due to geopolitical issues cannot be ruled out. And the last, or one of the last things that I can think about, is the variation and the fluctuations in the demand, downstream demand, is something that is a very key concern for the CGD sector. Because of this, it's quite difficult to have a very long-term vision of your gas demand, and every time getting into a longer term contract might not be possible. But we are at the same time, when we have these challenges, we are very fortunate that we have received a lot of support as a sector. The CGD sector has received a lot of support from government, PNJRB, regulator. So if we talk about some of the key areas where we have received the support, the domestic price methodology has changed in April 2023. Unified tariff came in April 2023. Allocation, CGD was accorded the highest priority for HPHT gas allocation in Jan 2023. Again, we are seeing the second round of modifications in tariff, which has been notified few months back. We have seen a lot of things happening on the CBG side, the CBG-CGD synchronization scheme, direct pipeline injections, and the list goes on and on. So yes, the challenges are there, but we are fortunate that the sector has received a lot of things and a lot of encouraging initiatives from the government and regulators. As Exchange, the only thing or the vision that we came with is to provide a very flexible and a transparent platform to the entire market, so that they can transact very flexibly and very easily. And with that, we have actually provided the market with the flexibility to buy and transact gas for a term as short as 1 day, going up to 12 months. So today we have also introduced delivered transactions. If someone is not having a GTA, they can also buy gas and get it transported. IGX can book capacity on their behalf, facilitate the transportation part. For CGD sector, one of the big things or one of the big areas where IGX, I think, has been helpful is the domestic gas, HPHT gas allocations. So as on today, we have had more than 150 auctions of HPHT gas on exchange, and more than 2.5 BCM of gas has been transacted, HPHT gas has been transacted. More than 27 CGD entities are along with us, and we try to enhance and broaden our offerings from time to time. We have also introduced small scale LNG. Many CGD entities or GAs which have been awarded in last 11th, 12th round are currently not having access to pipeline or are in difficult terrains where having a pipeline is very challenging. So we have introduced a small scale LNG also to further allow participants to buy gas on index to other indices like JKM, WIM, dated Brent. We have introduced 3 months, 6 months contracts also, and we see going ahead a lot of participation from CGD sector here. The way the sector has evolved in terms of sourcing is, if we go back to 2013-14, it was only domestic gas, primarily domestic gas. Coming forward, when we come to 2016-17, it was supplemented with some RLNG, longer term RLNG, mainly or primarily linked to oil-based indices. Further, we come to 2020, it was again, HH also had some part in the longer term contracts. And now after the moderation of prices and the expectation that the market is going to enter into a glut by the end of the decade, most of the CGD players are also keeping some volumes for the spot market and procuring gas on the exchange also. So the evolution has been phenomenal, and I think IGX has been very fortunate to get the support of CGD companies. We are very happy to partner and be a part of their growth journey. And to conclude, the sector, the way it is going to grow and the projections are, I think it's all very encouraging. And as per the latest projections, PNGRB's projections, the sector is going to have a consumption of around 87 MMSCMD by 2030 in a very moderate growth scenario. And if the policy initiatives and the investment landscape is encouraging, it can further go up to 126 MMSCMD by 2030. So with this, I'll pause, and I think these are the things I wanted to make a point regarding role of IGX and the sector as such. Thank you. Thanks a lot.